Hey, Bri, doesn't it suck that the boss is always over our shoulder when we're trying to talk?
Jay, he should be entertained by us. Let's get out of here and finish this conversation.
All right, as long as it's not work-related.
Jay,
B.
how's it going?
I'm great, man.
I want to welcome everyone to the Work-Related Podcast.
Here we are again, related by work on the X.
X, yes. You got it.
What was my X world like today or this week? It was up and down. It wasn't really good, but this is a Friday, or it's Monday. Actually, it's Monday. This is our people. This is what I should do. I should talk more about your Monday motivation. You nailed it on the Monday motivation. You actually, this is a totally different thing. Brian's been doing a Monday motivation for how long now?
Frick.
It's one of these things.
Be 2 years now.
It's one of these things that he accidentally talked himself into having to do.
Yeah.
He sends an email out to all the big wigs. The biggest kiss-ass move you could ever do.
Damn right.
And he got the boss's attention with it, and he loved it, and he's roped into this. I've, a long time ago, tried to talk him into marketing himself as some kind of motivational guru. Yeah, but now you're in. I was actually trying to sink him in more. Things you actually do to other people.
I know.
Yeah,
right?
man. I was only for your benefit. I wasn't going to get anything out of it. Maybe a few extra listeners, but I would have probably, all the people you turned on, I would turn off in a second. Monday motivation turned by Friday turnaround. But,
right? But you know what's funny? I've actually been thinking, like, because I want to post on my LinkedIn. Who the hell posts on LinkedIn? I'm like, what am I supposed to post on LinkedIn? And then I remember you bringing up that thing, and I'm like, I could just do that. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard to do it.
I said that more is Monday motivation, and I was actually trying to say it in a TikTok or YouTube view. You know what I mean? Like, get you as it's just like whatever it is, and it could still work. It could go, but it's another thing that you kind of just the rest of us, I think, take for granted. Like, not that it would. I think you'd miss it if it wasn't there, type of thing.
Yeah,
it's not like the first thing you go to, or I don't know what other people, but for me, I talk to you a lot, so I don't have to go right there for my Monday motivation. Motivation. I'm already trying to talk myself into Mondays. We've already heard, right? And so, but it's cool. I've tried to always let you know that. A few weeks ago, might have been like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I don't know what it was. And some are better than others. I don't know how to say it. They're all bangers, 100%. But some are better than others. And I asked you before, how you get them from Google or something? Like, you ask AI now? Gemini.
Fuck, that's a good idea.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I have like a whole bunch of websites that I keep tabs open that has a whole bunch of things, and I just go through them until I get to one that catches my eye.
Some people's names I recognize, some people are not. Like, most of the people are recognizable names. And one of my supervisors, or like one of the group of supervisors that I have at work, we're talking like about 8 groups of supervisors.
Yeah.
You know, we were just talking about before the show, the non-work related part. And and so Brian has his desk, like, with his computer that he shares with the daytime guys and all that, like in a corridor, like it's almost just like haphazardly put there. It's this little nook or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can see the screens.
Yeah. And
most of the time it's on a screensaver. Sometimes it's on an email. Everybody's kind of curious all the time. So you wander. The guy just seeing my name on there. I don't know why I look. What I mean? But sometimes shit is on there. A lot of other times it's like a vacation schedule, whatever. I'm not making myself sound better than others or whatever, but some people I can see just going right there. And if there's a screen open, they're looking at every word.
I've had people look over my shoulder and read my email. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it must be frustrating, right? Like, I don't know how. It's not that bad, right? But like even with notes on there or whatever, I see shit. So I did walk by once, and your email was open.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was Sean giving, I don't know how many times he does this, but he was like fucking just said what I said. Oh, that was a banger.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good way to go, Mr. Moore, or something like that.
Yeah,
and I wondered if that happened to you more than often, like, because I never, like, you know what I mean? This is the first time I've brought it up to you in ages. So do most people respond to it?
No, it's typically only Sean responds.
Oh, so, okay.
He's done like a couple, maybe 4 or 5 times. Dave Medeiros has done a couple. And I think Tim has done one.
Nice. I'm glad for you.
Right? But yeah, other than that.
I'm glad that you got that positive enforcement of it, other than just the boss telling you a couple years ago.
The funny thing of the one you just saw with Sean a couple weeks ago is like, I was like just thinking like, nobody freaking reads this.
That's hilarious.
Like, I was literally thinking that. And then I get the message from Sean. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh, he still reads this shit?
That's the universe telling you, like, when you're doubting it, then it's not that way. You shouldn't, because even me, like, I read them all the time, every Monday. Like I said, it's not in a take it for granted kind of thing. It's not the first thing that gets me out of bed. Yep. But when I'm back at work or looking at my things, like, it's like, oh yeah, what is it like this Monday or whatever, right? And Do you remember what this Mondays was? Do you remember them?
No.
You put them in like so. Do you even look at it? Do you even like? I don't. Do you look at it before you put it in, or do you just like? I know
I
you're.
look at it, I read it. If it's not jiving with what I feel this week, then I
Nice.
just don't do it.
That's great.
And
Okay.
then I also have to read because I need to make sure I don't double it up.
Do you think you've ever doubled it? You probably
No, I
haven't.
haven't.
You know for sure you haven't doubled it
for
up?
sure I haven't. I almost have a couple times, but I search back my emails. If it seems familiar,
Yeah.
I search back and I'd be like, oh shit. Like I just search their name and be like, fuck, I did this one.
They would all, because they're all familiar. You know what I mean? They're all motivating things.
Yeah, they're all motivation, so you don't know.
So, remind you that this week's was, it's not the load that breaks you down, it's the way you carry it.
Yes, that one, yeah.
And that like, rung true to me. I'm not like, so this is almost, I could just sum up my 15-minute conversation with you before the show and show you that there.
Yeah.
It's not the load. It's how you're carrying it. And yeah, there's other people in the communication chain that's breaking down. And ultimately I recognize the people above you are helping that happen.
Yeah.
And just as I'm telling you, they're passing the buck down to you, you can now pass the buck back to them.
Yeah.
It's not as effective, but in this, how you're carrying the load type of way, you're carrying way too much of that load. You're not carrying it very well. Like I can see how you've carried that load way better. I recognize it myself. You know what I mean? Like enjoy the truck. I think it tied in with a bunch of things I've said the last few weeks.
For sure.
And even like eating better, fitness, like all that. Like just don't whatever. It's my expectations that are bothering me, not like my effort.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's my effort that's bothering me, that's something I can change, or you know what I mean, like have more effect on, right? And that's what I would say to you. Like your effort is commendable. Like your effort, you recognize a problem, and you can just give it to somebody else. Like the further you go up, you know what I mean. Like it's more going to be, you're going to be as effective, I guess, as you are. The more you go up, you're going to be just as ineffective.
Yeah.
Like your good ideas are going to fall by the wayside.
Absolutely.
Right. And so you have to be
Absolutely.
more prepared for that. Like maybe we're just watching like growing pains for that.
But how long do growing pains go?
Well, it depends on the type of person you are. Like you've already said, you got like a 7-year itch in other places you went. Like what, I don't know if I've ever asked you this before, but what made you leave the airport when you were like on a ladder of like success? Like, you know what I mean? Because you were a boss of some sorts.
Yeah.
Like what made you want to leave the airport?
Somebody told me I think he was from Air Canada. He said, don't get stuck here. Now, I remember that conversation. He was an older guy, and he was about to retire from Air Canada. And it was just random because I worked in a different company, but we just randomly, I would always see this guy like on the ramp, like he'd be driving like a tug or something. You just bump into other people. Of
course.
And so he's just one person I always saw. He was like some old white guy. He had like gray beard and everything.
Yeah.
And so we were just talking about stuff, and he's like, because I was way younger. Well, obviously, I was way younger than I was now. I was like in my 20s, early 20s. And he's just like, man, just don't get stuck here, man. Don't get stuck here. He's like the airport's like a trap. You can make decent money and like it's a good job, but he's like, just don't get stuck here. I was like,
So what do you think of his advice today? I'm not saying you don't have to tell me you regret it.
Basically been like a narration of like how I've looked at every job until now.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I think that's bad advice. Like, I don't know how you don't feel like you're in a trap no matter what.
I kind of do feel like I'm in a trap no matter what, but I can see why the airport is somewhat of a trap, especially like if you're working on the ramp or something. Like originally I wanted to get into air traffic control. Like that's what I wanted to do when I was at the airport. I was trying to find a path to go there.
And why wasn't that a path available to you? Or did you not pursue it as much as you could have?
I could have pursued it more for sure, but like just the competition of getting into it would have been crazy because there's only a limited amount, and like once you're there, you're basically there.
You probably can't even guarantee you're not going to be at Pearson.
Yeah,
well, you could be anywhere, right? Like you have to go where the jobs are.
Exactly. So I would have had to leave. Pearson would probably have been the gold standard of this area.
Sure.
I could have ended up in Hamilton or some shit, you know?
Yeah, but that's interesting. Like I would have just assumed, like hearing that story, being at the airport would have been closer to getting an air traffic controller job than not being at the airport.
For sure.
And I don't know if it was this because you have like loftier ambitions, and especially like me, like you know what I mean, like wanting to lead, and you the stagnation of staying in one position. Like you don't not just an itch to leave a place, but you look for growth in what your responsibilities are, I guess.
Yeah.
But the airport, in my mind, has so many positions.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, not just like the ultimate, like the change of like that career, but to lead in all kinds of different areas.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so that giving you that advice, I think is, I take it as wrong because I think every job is a trap.
Yeah,
like what
for
else?
sure.
You know what I mean?
The
You're
rat
still
race.
searching for something.
100%, no matter where I go. And I wonder if it was like, don't get stuck on the ramp or don't get stuck in the airport in general. Because like, I mean, like the airport's run by this company called GTAA, right? And so the guy who was in charge of all the supervisors, was he the ramp manager? Is that what they called him? He ended up going to GTAA, getting a higher position. That didn't dawn on me in that time that like the GTA is like the FIA.
This is what I'm thinking
the FIA
now.
of F1, you know, like they're just the governing body.
Sure.
And so it's like, I was like, I didn't think about any of those.
Yeah, in this conversation, like I feel for you because people recognize desire and fire and intelligence, and the amount of things I can think of where the guy was sweeping the floor and became the general manager.
Yeah,
like that's how it happens, right? Like that's how like somebody becomes the youngest GM in fucking basketball or football. You know what I mean? Like not a lot of them were just because they went to school for like they were given those doors to be opened. And it's easy to say like what if now. I'm just curious because that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Like I wish it's like I never said that when I would meet you and whatever. But in your career pursuits, I wish that guy never said that to you.
Yeah,
like
it did affect a lot.
Yeah, but well, if that was the first thing
everything.
you said. Because he's just might have had a bad, like, that's his decision.
Yeah.
He's an old guy stuck in a forklift on the ramp. You would have, the person I know today would never have been on the fucking tarmac.
Yeah.
Like just like you said, like, I feel for you that you didn't recognize that, like, for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, again, like a hindsight thing, like a million different, I should never have left Wilcox, you know, whatever it is. Like, it's a bunch of things. So I wouldn't regret it on that, but I'm just curious. That's all. Like it doesn't. That makes more sense. Because when I hear the 7-year itch, I just thought there was even the air traffic control. Not realizing how competitive that is. Be like you're right beside the best air traffic, or you know what I mean, like the busiest air traffic control in
the country,
in North America, like one of the biggest in North America, right, or whatever. And so where else to get like you know what I mean, like an unpaid internship. You know what I mean, like all these other options that sure, like you might not have realized at the time.
For
and
sure.
so I just especially this guy moving up. So that does answer like the question. I see it, but I do think going back to the Monday motivation vote or whatever, like you should read your own things a little bit more.
I think so.
Like I think it should be something we go back to every day. Like I was the first thing thinking about talking about the pod because that's affected me all day, all week. Like I haven't gone right to the email and looked at it with my eyes, but I probably did more than once to recognize what it was, just because I liked it so much. And I could just stop everything and just go, yeah, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Like everything is going according to plan. You know what I mean? Like nothing's falling down.
I think I should read it more. I should keep the email up.
Yeah, like I don't think it's a bad idea.
Yeah,
like fully go in, like and recognize that we are reading it. It's not just shot, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm guarantee everybody else is all like that. And yeah, the more you do it, it kind of gets everything else. It's like, take it for granted. They'll only miss me when I'm gone. They'll only miss my motivation when I'm gone. But if you read it more, then you're not doing it for anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
like, I don't know why you're doing it in the
right.
first place other than a kiss ass and you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Yeah, especially now that I was trying to get out. Like, like I said, I was going to stop at number 100.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, I got to keep going. So, yeah, no, you're right. I'm going to actually do that. I'm going to actually read it more. It's funny because I always schedule that email after I edit this podcast. So I'll edit the podcast and then right as it's uploading, I'll be doing that. And so it's always like, if the days that I forget, it's usually because we don't have a podcast. So then I'll like forget.
That's hilarious. So so now you're passing the buck to me.
Yes,
it's Jay's
you.
fault. There's no Monday motivation.
I'm blaming you.
This is hilarious. So I hinted that I wanted to save a story for the pod that I didn't tell you during the week, and it's going to make it sound grander than it. You know what I mean? It really is. But I really want to tell you. So I came here last Friday, and it was a warmish kind of day. Like I remember looking out the window and seeing the sun shining, and it had snowed for a couple of days. And it's like I just grabbed my shoes. I'm 5 minutes away from Flavortown here, and that's what Google tells me it is. And so I was just fuck. I'll just throw my shoes on. And when we finished, it was fucking snowing like mad. It was like, I remember last Friday, it was like huge, big, fat white snowflakes. Like it was the most picturesque thing you could think of, unless you had to shovel it or drive it.
Yeah.
Right? And so I was like, God damn it. And I was like, I didn't even think of my stupid shoes. I was like, oh, you idiot, you didn't put your boots on. But whatever, I just had to go to my car. But it was like a lot of snow. So Tammy was waiting for me when I got home, and we had to go shopping. And I kind of forgot. Like
By the way, hi, Tammy.
Yeah, she says hi. And so we... That's funny. And so we have this deal where I get home and she's like waiting for him. Like she's in the driveway already, brushing snow off of her car and going. And so in my mind,
you guys were switching cars?
Yeah, like her car's way better. Like no disrespect to Kevin, my car, but Elmo's got better. The four. Yeah, he's the Jeep of the. Yeah, he's the king. He's the main driver.
Yeah,
we go. He's more comfortable to drive. Better sound system.
Yeah,
and so we, so I get in and I go, and I'm like, in my mind, I go, fuck, I should take off my shoes. Right? Like it's snowing even more now. And but she's like, I'm not blaming her or nothing. I just see the situation go, I'm going to have to fucking like make her wait even more if I go run and get it's fucking, we're just going shopping, whatever it is. It's all good. So I just hopped in the Jeep. We shopped for about 45 minutes, an hour, whatever. I think we went, we were going to just on our way back to see her dad. And I was going to the dispensary. Well, I get out of the car at the dispensary, and I fucking take a header.
Are you serious?
I don't even know how to fucking describe. Like I'm in the driver's seat.
Like how bad?
Bad.
Oh my god!
Like I'm trying to visualize this for you or whatever. So it's a Jeep that I'm driving. Yeah. So my left leg comes out first, and it's like it's not super raised, but it's raised more than
it's raised. Yeah.
Right. And so
you have a running board.
Yeah. And you don't use the running board. I don't use the running board to get out.
Yeah.
I use it to get
in. But
in.
it's high enough to require one.
Yeah. That's right. There you go. That's how we're talking about here. So I do have to I can't just take my foot out and I touch the ground. You kind of have to stretch your foot out.
Yeah.
And one foot goes out before the other. So I put my foot out with my shoe on, with all the snow on the fucking ground, and I'm just turning out. So my body's like half out, but all my weight is on my my left leg.
Yeah.
And whoom. Like I don't know if you.
So did you go back? Like did your feet go out or did your head go forward?
So I had to. So I didn't hit them. No, I go back. Like I don't know how close I came to smashing my head off of the fucking running board.
Yeah.
Or then I landed square on my shoulder.
Oh
like
man.
Not even on the. I think I landed like side shoulder. So that's what I'm trying to just imagine this. Like all my weight is on my left leg, but leaning to my left because I'm rolling, like turning out of the car.
Okay.
Right. But so my right leg
probably saved you.
My left leg is not even on my right leg is way up in the air, and it's just half out of the Jeep.
Yeah.
And so my foot goes forward like from underneath me, and that just sends my body back, and I fucking land. And so Tammy's like the driver's the passenger seat looking at me, she's like, what the fuck? And I don't want her to get out of the car. She's like getting their seatbelt off because I was just walking into the dispensary, mind you, and she's like fucking takes her seatbelt off, and I was so grateful or. I was so happy with how fast I was able to get back up.
Yeah.
Like I fucking fell and right away I'm like, oh my God, my hip, my fucking whatever. Like
well,
I'm not
bionic.
I'm really exactly. That's because it was the bad one that went. Or the good one. Well, however you want to call the non-bionic one now is the one that fell.
That's a bad one.
And the fucking and so I'm using the running boards to pick myself back up, and I get up faster than I thought. Look, whatever. I'm not the fastest getting up and down from work. Never mind falling down on ice and fucking all shocked and surprised. And I'm like, don't get out of the car. I don't want you to slip. Like, don't get out of the car.
The running board in the first place.
See, yeah, we're not blaming me for this.
Sorry.
How dare you? And so I'm screaming at her to just fucking stay in the car, and she's like so upset for me. You know what I mean? Like from my head, I'm brushing the snow off myself. I'm just like, what a fucking idiot. I'm looking around to see if anybody saw. And it's right in front of the fucking, my favorite dispensary and all that and whatever. And just like, it wasn't busy. There was hardly anybody there. You know, the dispensary's in an industrial area. So I'm like, fuck. And I feel my shoulder like right away. Right? Like I'm fucking like, oh no. Like
you thought you did something?
I thought I did something.
Oh,
like I could barely fucking move it. And I'm like, and she's like, where did you hurt?
Wait. She
Sorry.
didn't laugh at all?
No.
What?
Well, she didn't tell me she laughed. She wanted to get out of the car to come help me, and I got up real quick, and I didn't want her to get out and help me. I hate people helping me, and so I fucking I'm like fucking no, don't. I'm getting like mad at her for trying to help me, and she's not laughing. Whatever, maybe she is, but she's like very concerned.
Yeah.
She's like, "How's your hip? How's your back? Like, did you land? Did you hit your head? All these things." I'm like, "No, I didn't touch my head at all. Like my fucking shoulder." And I'm sitting there for a minute, and I'm like, God damn. I'm more foolish feeling.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck did I just do? Now I'm so upset. I'm not even telling you that my boots would have helped the situation. But I wanted to change my boots, and I didn't want to make her wait for a minute longer.
Yeah.
So I fucking didn't.
The boots would have helped.
I didn't even come here in my boots. Like, I'm blaming this on my decision coming here in shoes hours earlier. And this is where I'm going. And now I'm dealing with this fucking shoulder, and I'm like, oh no. Like, and it's Friday. And I'm thinking, okay, like, really quickly, I'm thinking, like, am I going to be better by Monday? Like, how is this going to affect me going forward? Because as fucking you think you're sore now, like, it ain't going to be better 20 years from now, my friend. And so I'm like, God, so I'm just like, she's like, do you want me to go in? Do you want me to whatever? Do you want anything from me? I go, no, I'm just going to go in. So I go into the dispensary, and it's empty. And I got like snow all down my side. Like, I'm fucking brushing it off, and they're so friendly there. It's like, yeah, hey. And it's like, goddamn. And I don't even think I had an order ready. I think I had to, I didn't know where I was totally going or whatever. So tell the guy what I want. And he's this friendly kid there. And so I'm just fucking trying to deal with the situation. And I go, I'm sorry, but I just fucking fell out front. He's like, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, no, like, it's just in the parking lot. Like, you know, he goes, oh, I gotta go out there and shovel that. I'm so sorry.
Pull up the camera.
I'm so sorry. Oh, so later I thought for sure they're looking at this on the camera. Like, this has been fodder for their fucking high entertainment for a week now. And so I'm like, no, just give me a second, man. I'm fucking, he goes, no, take your time. I'm like, just catching my breath, feel my shoulder, say, okay, give me one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, give me one of those. Like this and that. So I get my order, and I fucking gingerly walk back to the car. I get back, and Tammy's like, are you okay? Like, she was so sad for me. The opposite of a jackass like you.
Yeah.
She was not laughing at me, unless she was crying laughing, like this fucking guy.
While you're inside.
She quickly gets off the phone. Oh my God, this guy. And so she
deletes the pictures.
Yeah, that's right. Fucking like videoing me coming in just in case I fall down, going back into the car. See, this is who we're dealing with, people.
Oh man.
So we have, so I get in, we go back, we go home. We had one more stop, which I didn't have to do. I just got to stay in the car. And so I just dealt with it. But I was fucking sore, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't, like, it's the other arm, and I'm not going to fuck around, but I can do shit. But it was like, even that, like, I feel that, like, right here.
Seriously?
Right here. When I was going to use it as an excuse not to do push-ups, and it kind of, but luckily I'm not David Gogginsing it, so I don't have to go all the way down.
That thing is terrible.
So I just wanted it to be good enough to go to work. And Tammy's like, you should fall down at work on Monday. So
What the hell?
So we can tie this into so we don't have to not getting paid for not being at work.
Yeah.
So
Well, you have sick days.
So yeah. When was the last time you fell down?
Oh shit! I don't know. I haven't fell in a while.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Have you ever fallen at work? Have you ever tripped over like a cord or airline or something?
I've always caught myself. So I've never like fell to the ground, but I've tripped and caught myself. Yeah.
I've caught myself 99 out of 100 times.
Except for this time.
No. At work. Like I have.
At work?
Like I can't.
Work would be the
years ago.
worst.
Yeah, it sucks.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I've stumbled over shit and been surprised I haven't fell a couple times. But I have fallen at work before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I can't remember the story. I'm not bringing it up to tell you the story.
Yeah.
I'd have to remember. But I do know that I have fallen and tripped and fallen and can't get up.
I remember a long time ago, I was probably a teenager. I went with my mom to the doctor. We used to have this doctor. She was like in North York area. I don't know if it was North York. Can't really remember. Anyways, it's like our family doctor. And like most of my cousins, their kids go there, and she was our pediatrician when we were younger, so she's that old. So it was in this place, and like they have like a big, like the buildings there, and then you have like a big, like whole wide like walking area of just like concrete slabs, and then the parking lot. So it was probably like a 3-minute walk. That's a stretch. Maybe like a 1 to 2 minute walk from the parking lot to the door. So one time I went with my mom and she went to go get something, so she went inside, but it was freezing rain, so the whole concrete walking area was completely slippery. So I was sitting in the car waiting for her to come back, and people were just walking to the doctor and slipping and falling.
Jesus.
There was like 8 or 9 people just slipping and falling, people with their kids, and I couldn't stop laughing. It was one of the funniest things that I've ever seen. Like people are some of them are catching themselves, some of them are not. So it's like it was, and then they're like being careful, and you'd see somebody come out, and I'd be like, here they go, because it was like a little cover. But then once you get out of the cover, you're fucked, because it was literally like a sheet of ice. It was one of the funniest things I ever saw. I was probably like 15 or something. I feel like an asshole now, but it was so
No, you don't. You're
funny.
saying that for a fact. You do not.
I am. I didn't record anything. I can tell you that
Different
much.
time. Different times.
Maybe I didn't
That's why
have
you.
a
That's how
camera.
dare you say the version of you now would know how to record it.
Oh, I would be recording all of it.
Yeah, that's
that shit
why.
would be on YouTube, shorts,
Who
everything.
you fucking telling? That's
yeah.
fucking hilarious. Yeah, it sucked. I'm at a point now that I think I would hurt myself just as much catching myself from falling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like
pull a
whatever
muscle.
that little fucking spasm where
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
everything goes. And so slowly over the weekend, my shoulder got a little bit better.
Yeah.
Then take it out and just like, okay, fucking like whatever it is. And so it snowed a couple times on that weekend, and Tammy wouldn't let me shovel the driveway alone anymore. Like she's like, fucking no, you're sore, whatever. Like, let me at least help you. Let me at least help you. And I just don't want her to get hurt shoveling the driveway either. And it's usually, like I said, she does a lot of other shit. And so that's one thing that I can do.
Yeah.
So, I'm willing to do, I guess. And so we did that. So Sunday we're shoveling the driveway again, and we're out there. And the reason why I'm telling the story, I'm sure you know where it's going, is I'm fucking shoveling the driveway in front of my fucking car. And don't I fall down again?
Oh, you serious?
I fucking fell down. This time, almost the same. So I'm standing on ice and snow on the driveway in front of my car. So I'm not looking for excuses or whatever. But this is where,
Were you wearing boots?
yes. See, so that's why I don't know if the boots are going to help. But it's one of these situations where, like, because we don't take my car on the weekend, it stays there, and when I shovel around my car, like, and just brush the snow off or whatever. Like, my car in the winter, it's got like a little parking spot.
Yep.
It's got a little indentation where the snow builds up around it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is like in front where it never gets shoveled. And there's all this ice and the snow, and I just fucking, whatever. It was just one of these things where I fell down again, and I'm just like, oh, what's wrong with you?
Tell me you got it on your doorbell.
Oh, I haven't even looked. Yeah, there's a chance.
Jay,
no,
are
I
you
didn't even. No,
serious?
it might be blocked. Oh my god, you're hilarious. Can I still check my doorbell 7 days later?
I don't know. It
That's
depends.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I'll get her to look. That's great. Yeah, it might be on the fucking doorbell, but it'll be obscure. You're not going to see it as much as you want because my car is there. You might see my feet or something go up.
Snow
You'll
flying
see
up.
Tammy fucking shoveling over here, and all of a sudden, looks like I try to kick her in the head or something.
Did she laugh that time?
No, she's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And so this time it hurt my tailbone a little bit.
Oh my god.
And I still just fell back. I didn't hit my head. And we quickly finished shoveling, and I haven't fallen down since.
I think your hip needs an update.
My hip is fucking, again, through all of this, is holding up the best.
No, the other hip.
Oh, yeah. No. You complain about your knees. No, I got other problems other than fucking my other hip.
Oh gosh.
This is crazy. But yeah, it was just one of those weekends.
Oh man.
I knew you'd fucking like that,
That
man.
is too funny.
That's hilarious. So, just to pivot, that's not a big deal. I'm not going to talk about it forever. But last week, you brought up Samsung.
Yeah.
Right? As they built fucking South Korea or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's something that's different than what we think it is or whatever. And I've always liked my Samsung products. I'm not a tech guy like you, and I would just assume Sony was better or for whatever reason, right? Like,
Yeah.
because I see them wearing. I thought Samsung's range was great. They would have 10 different
sure.
products, one being a cheap one being a high-end one.
They're like a kitchen sink type company.
And then they have all, you know what I mean? They're not just cheap, but they have a wide range of stuff. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then so I looked into, you sent me the video and I looked into it. It's just like, what an amazing success story.
Right.
Like just coming from like a fish trading company or whatever the fuck they
Right.
were and just divesting whatever their interest.
and the longevity, man. Holy.
Well, it's like, not going back to that, like I hate bringing up the thing. It's just like working at the airport is greater than just working on the dock or the baggage or anything. Like it
Yeah.
could be running air traffic control, or
Yeah.
you know what I mean. It could be to anything, right? Whatever that GTAA entity is,
Yeah.
it's closer to a Samsung than a lot of other companies are. It's what our company is trying to do in a different way, right?
For sure.
We're not trading fish or whatever, building TVs, but to find out, I just took them. This is not the right term, but it took them for granted. Then again, I don't know what the benefit is, but just assume that they're Samsung, just like Sony or Toshiba, whatever. But there's so much greater than that.
Yeah.
Like secretly, like
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
it's just new to me, but like
They're massive.
I don't know how the power of a corporation, like, you know what I mean? Again, I don't know how good or bad that could be. Like that they do have, like if they decide to just shut everything down, like the country stops in a way.
It was like 7% of the GDP. Like that's insane.
It's like us having so much, like not depending on sea and rail.
Yeah.
Or the air, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, and so they do it, but they just slowly integrate this. Like you just hope that they're for good. Like you just hope. Like I'm very impressed. I just like walked away not scared of whatever political implications that we were kind of talking about, but other like that is just like what a fucking dynamic company. Like why aren't they praised more? For, you know what I mean, like all the medical division, like it's not just TVs or computers or stuff.
Their charity, they're filling the what's the word?
Whatever. They're filling.
You know what we're trying
to say. Philanthropy.
Like
Philanthropy.
it's crazy
No, I can't even say
the
that.
amount of shit they do, and especially in their country that they were founded. That makes the most sense. Which is why South Korea is as important as it is, partially, not completely.
Okay.
But like they invested a lot into their own country.
Like I've just heard so much more about, and maybe because they're American, like of Apple and Meta and these other like things that have way less tangible stuff.
And only to find out that overall they make more money than all of those guys.
Yes, of course. And they ultimately are piggybacking off of what Samsung made.
Yeah.
All the way to the first
100%.
computer in 1983.
100%.
Like before Microsoft.
100%.
Like we didn't know that before Microsoft, but you know what I mean? They fucking sure as hell did.
Yeah.
I remember being like fucking in grade 7 with the PET computer. Like before I was talking about Commodore 64s and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like Samsung's innovation for all those products, I recognized in that video.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really see it. So, but they just like low key go under my radar. Obviously, they're not if they're 8% of the and you know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these things that are coming in there, but like super impressed. Like it makes me want to buy Samsung products after watching that video.
Your buddy Mr. K just got rid of his iPhone and got a Samsung phone.
Why did you make him watch the video too?
No, I was just like because he was always talking about it, and he's like because he said he never really wanted to buy an iPhone, but when he came to Canada, a lot of people in Canada had an iPhone, and and so he's just wanted to be like with them. You know what I mean?
Lighten his skin and get an iPhone.
Yeah, right. And so he said he always wanted to get onto an Android phone, but he just had problem because in India he had an Android phone. So he's like, but the problem was you start to get it integrated, and then you're just like whatever.
Yeah.
So he was talking to me about it before, and he's like, yeah, I was thinking about the Samsung phone and stuff. I said, oh well, you should try it, but I said, don't try it if it's gonna like uproot your whole life. Like that doesn't make any sense. And he's like, yeah, I'll think about it. And then the next week, he just ended up having it. I was like, holy. He's like, yeah, man, I just got the Samsung, the new one, the 25 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay.
One of my 3 TVs is a Samsung.
Yeah.
And it's just because I just get whatever deal, you know what I mean? It's not,
Yeah.
I don't do the research that you do, whatever. But yeah, it made me want to get more. Like it was impressive.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why. I'm not just
Yeah.
saying that. Just like I appreciated you letting me know. So that was cool.
Yeah, Samsung is
I'm not
crazy.
going to just totally divert unless you want to keep more technology. But this was
No, I'm done.
crazy. Because I never understand, this is fashion at the best of times. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm not Mr. Fashion as he said. And I understand when they have like these like Met Galas or whatever, like they're trying to be provocative in a way. Like a chick in a meat suit or whatever the fuck it is or
Yeah.
whatever this is. But what do you think of, I don't even know her name, like Kanye wife's dress and the getup that she wore to the
Bianca?
Grammys? Yeah.
What dress?
Yeah, exactly. That's like, so I mean, he's such an art. Like, I don't know. What do you think when you see something like that?
So have you seen all of her other outfits before?
No,
so you've
I
never
don't even
seen
know her.
anything before this?
No.
So they've been doing this kind of stuff. This was the
Provocative.
least the least amount of clothing, but she wears stuff that's pretty close to this. And he always wears something that is like understated, so that he said that he wants her to be attention. He made this quote that said he wants to show off his wife or something like that. He wants her to be whatever.
Okay.
he wasn't even invited to the Grammys, by the way. He just showed up like that and went on the red carpet and then left after.
Oh, is that, okay. I heard he left after.
Yeah, he just went red carpet and then went back to his car and left.
Is she an artist? Like
I have
recording
no
artist?
idea where she came from.
So that the only reason they would be at the Grammys is for him.
Yeah,
obviously.
for sure.
Okay, that's hilarious.
So he's been doing this kind of stuff. One day you should Google his Kanye and his wife's like past outfits
Red
and
carpets or whatever.
It's always not even red carpets, just catch randomly down the street. They're wearing like some weird ass shit. So yeah, you should. Yeah,
I don't have strong feelings about it or whatever. I think why I brought it up is it's shocking in a way, but it's not shocking. Like it's like I wasn't expecting that. But
I mean, she looks good.
What?
She looked good.
Of course. No.
Yeah.
I'm not like it's fine. It's okay. I don't care about being being provocative. Like that's fine. I get with the dresses and all. That's what I'm saying. I don't get it. But you're just wanting. I don't know. Like
attention.
Obviously, but are you doing that with like any dress? You know what I mean? Like even in the most classy dress you can think of. Like I'm not calling it like it. It's the right time to do something. Like you know what I mean? Like to be shocking or do whatever that. But I'm not shocked by anything anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's probably as shocking as you can get, other than just showing up stark naked. Right? Like it's pretty much that. Like I don't know what the rules are for showing up stark naked.
Yeah.
And so I get it. So, but my limited knowledge of Kanye or whatever, we stopped doing I thought of this. We stopped doing the songs or whatever because like I'm uneducated on Kanye. I'm not impressed with what I know of Kanye. And so when I see some of this, I'm still not impressed. Whatever. I get it. I get you wanting to be an artist, and I understand like this. So I didn't feel mad or good or whatever. I just like that's just an artist being an artist, and I see it as just like you've tried to push you're trying to push the envelope as far as it can go, and even that doesn't move the needle for me.
So he's going to go further.
Something like that. Well, that's why you get into trouble and you start talking like shit, whatever. Like I don't want to have him not believe whatever he believes, or you know what I mean, or do whatever. But then, are you just saying these provocative statements about religions and other things or whatever? Just you know what I mean, like where I don't know
possible.
when he said the White Lives Matter shirt and all these other things and all that. Like I just don't know. If your true message gets lost and because you're just a crazy artist.
I'm pretty sure he just tweeted today that I am a Nazi. Like some shit.
See, that's
like
what I mean.
that.
I don't understand where you're coming from.
I think with his wife, when I was watching like some of the videos and like just over thinking about like all the stuff in the past, I was like, he's using her as like some sort of like an art piece. You know what I mean?
that's what I get.
It's like, yeah, this is my art piece. I'm gonna put it on display in the media to the paparazzi, and that's how I'm gonna. The paparazzi is my gallery.
You are. I think that rings true to me.
Yeah.
Even in the fact that you said he gives even more lower key. You know what I mean? Like dresses like a schlub in a way compared to what she is.
Yeah.
And not being a fashion person, I think it's more impressive when the guy matches what she's wearing. Not like see-through, but you know what I mean? Like when a couple can like look like a couple. When, you know what I mean? Like they bounce off each other when they're wearing matching kind of outfits. Like I think that enhances.
No, he does it like he's not even there.
But that makes to what you're saying. It's like, it's just the artist still covered in his paint showing you the fucking painting.
Or like when you go to the gallery and you know they always do this scene in like rom-coms and stuff. I watch a lot of rom-coms. Where the person will go to the art gallery and they start talking about the painting and they'll be like, yeah, that's my painting. Oh my God.
Yeah. He's looking for that reaction.
Yeah,
that's very interesting. I'm just curious because I just like I saw it and she's good looking and it's all that, but it's like, it didn't shock me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's what he was looking for or whatever.
It's like Kanye, not surprised.
With the Nazi thing, I don't want to limited political talk or whatever because I mean I don't. What do you think of the tariffs like stopping or you know what I mean like whatever all that like you think that was always like a plan like it makes me not worry about it as much. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think when we're talking before it's just like that guy's Trump's style of business tactics. And you know what I mean? Like he could also point to it and look at what I made them do with the border or these monies or whatever it is. And so I do think it's just part of a political game.
Yeah, it sounds like a part of a game, but I think that it's going to be beneficial for Canada to realize that, you know, relying on the United States for so many things is not viable, which doesn't make sense why it took this long to realize something like that.
This is, I think, where we feel a little bit upset because we were fine with the partnership. Not because we thought we were taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
We just assumed that it is what it is.
Yeah, and that was going to be like this forever. But I was talking to guys at work about it, and I was like, when I was working at the airport, this is when Dubai, before they found all their oil.
Yeah.
It was like just in the beginning when they were like using their oil for themselves, and it was just like a desert. It was like nothing. And I said, like 10 years later, it was like amazing. Like Dubai is crazy now. Obviously, everybody who's listening to this probably already knows that. And we have like one of the top 3 oil reserves in the world, and we don't look like Dubai.
Yeah.
So I think this will start changing things in that aspect, that maybe we'll start doing things with our oil that we should have been doing a long time ago.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I've seen it in different areas of not relying on them, like for stuff. You know what I mean? Like whatever.
Yeah.
Like with their, like the buy Canadian aspect of it all. Like I do think that the feeling of not relying on them so much, I'm all aboard with.
Yeah.
Like I see, like even so much so that when you were talking about the dollar or whatever, like I would lean more to try to join the European Union. And I was just curious.
You did say that.
I said that because I went to, it was my stepdad's birthday last week.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, and we went out to dinner, and he's Dutch. He's been here for like 25 years or whatever. And I was like, what was it like for you when they went from the Dutch guilder? I didn't even know it was called that. Their dollar was a guilder or whatever, to the euro, because they were one of the richer nations of Europe.
Yep.
Right? Like you could look and see, like, you know what I mean? Like how, just like Britain didn't want to give up their pound to be part of it. And I'm just like, I'm sure Germany, like, you know, France, they all had their reasons to not do it.
Yeah.
So what was the feeling like in the Netherlands when they went from their money forever to now the euro? And did everybody like it? And he's like, it was a lot of growing pains. Like there was arguments. Like, so when they decided to do it, they said, okay, here's a euro. Okay, so how much is a German mark for a euro? And how much is a French franc or whatever for a euro? And they all have to do it. So your ego gets bruised.
Yeah.
Like they all, like the consensus was, and sorry, Sip, like I think it's like, they all thought it should be like 280, 290, 275 for a euro. You know what I mean? Like the 2 euros for each dollar for their dollar. And then Germany's over here like, well, if yours fucking 275, then ours is 350.
Yeah.
And if yours, then so they ultimately settled, I don't know what the other countries did, the Dutch one ultimately settled at 225. So,
Damn.
yeah, like he said, there was a lot of growing pains. He said when it was changing, people like, they had to get out of this buy Canadian mentality, or you know what I mean? Like they're doing the opposite. They're joining other people. They had to get out. So I don't, like, he said it all worked out. Like it's all good, but at that moment there was some growing veins, and they do it, and you did have to like bite the bullet in a way if you thought your dollar was worth like $3 and it got to 250. You know what I mean? Like, and you own all of your, you know what I mean? Like Dutch dollars. Then you, in your mind, you look like you just lost a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Because your guilders are not worth anything anymore. Nobody buys, just like nobody buys a Canadian dollar.
Yeah.
But we do, like we really do. So in an international sense, I don't really know. And so in this, like in the same way with the politics that's going on, that's like, yeah, like why do we depend on that? Like I still don't understand like all the things we go. When I look like what they buy from us. And when you talk about the oil and all that kind of stuff, we've been so intertwined with them for the whole lifespan of our oil production.
Yeah.
Like the pipelines go down there so they can refine them, not just because where they are. Not because they're way better at it, because that's just traditionally how it was going to be used.
Exactly.
And when they sell it back to us, it's because why should we both have refineries? Like this is just like why, you know what I mean? Like why should you both shovel your driveway? Your neighbor does it first for you if he gets out, you know what I mean? Whoever gets it out there first. So it's set up that we share it all. And then you come down with a fucking hammer to try to break it. It's like it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is how we based everything on.
It is, but then whose fault is that? That would be our fault. Isn't it insane that you can't, we in our own country can't ship oil we'll use oil from west to east and east to west? Isn't that nuts?
So how do you resolve, I agree, like on paper, and it doesn't do it like that, but that's why you have partners, right? And if it's just for environmental reasons or traditional land reasons, like, you know what I mean? Like you can't, if the government wants to build a fucking high, like it's hard to say now, or like all these farmland where it's not going to be farmland. Like some of those farmers had no choice. Mm-hmm. You see them where some houses every now and then that just refuse to sell, and they're like surrounded by subdivisions. Like the world is going to go on like without you type of thing. But it's harder now to go through traditional native lands
Yeah.
with oil. Like this is why we didn't do it. This is where the protests like a lot of come from.
Well, you made that stop you, so.
I get it. So now you have to get a workaround from that.
And
I don't know how much you're shooting yourself in the foot to do that, but I'm also, it's not my traditional lands. Like it's easy for me to say, suck it up for national security.
Yeah.
But these people don't have any reason to trust the government.
no, but I mean,
Yeah, they live in Canada. They have to live by the rules.
I was about to say you live in Canada. And
I know,
so-
but aren't we looking at this in a non-colonial type of way?
No, because well, yes, but like, I just think it's more beneficial for people are gonna have to suffer for us to
Be more
be
self-reliant.
more self-reliant.
I agree.
To have independence. Otherwise, we're gonna suffer being reliant. So, which one is better? Which one is worse? I would have loved to be the richest country or one of the top 3 richest countries in the world because we have the ability to do it. We have the resources to do that. But instead, we're just giving all our shit to our older brother.
So I agree with you, and I'm only just giving a devil's advocate argument.
Yeah.
So I'm not the fucking biggest environmentalist, and I don't know where my faults lie in that. I do think it's a site like things will eventually work out. But like I said, I'm older, and these aren't my traditional lands, and I don't know. But I'm 100% agreeing with you, and I do think that it's nice. It's great to always try to do the thing you think is right, or the thing for human rights, or to the thing that makes everybody happy in a way. But security is the ultimate happiness.
Yeah.
Like leads to the ability to do other things. And whatever it takes to make that line come in, like go east-west, like whatever to be self-reliant anymore. Maybe this is the kick in the ass.
Yeah.
Maybe like some of it doesn't take. The problem is then you get into more of a political arguments where we're up for re-election here, and I like Doug Ford, and I'm going to re-vote for him and just put my shit out there. But Tammy doesn't like him,
Yeah.
and I want her to vote for whoever she wants for, and I get it. She looks at the ads talking about this as a nonsense election, and I just think of all the other nonsense elections that I've seen in my life, and you could just like calling them early or however the rules work, and like he's only calling it early because he's more popular now. He doesn't want to lose the popular thing.
Smart choice.
Yeah, so I've seen other people make that kind of smart choice. So that doesn't bug me as much as it bugs her and other things about it. And so I kind of see what's going on. So I don't know if this is like a turnaround, like not just buy Canada, but let's just make our oil like the thing that we rely on so much to keep us rich. Like let's just be more like Dubai. Let's make it more self-reliant.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's you can't turn it around again. I hope it is a kickstart into that kind of line of thinking.
Yeah.
And just like we're going to have to go over some kind of land, wherever it is. And if this is the most sacred land, then maybe we'll go up a little more north. Or, you know what I mean? Like it has to come across somehow.
Bulldoze it up. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think that's what's happened before.
They
And you don't
should've
see that. You see it in the state, whatever, a long time ago, like that Black Rock fucking shit, where they're fire hosing fucking Indians down, right? And whatever. That was on Obama's watch. And, people are critical of him. Just like, you don't give a fuck about anybody either. Like they all nobody gives a fuck.
No,
And that's the scary thing about like Trump. You all of a sudden you vision bulldozers going into Yellowstone Park and all this shit. It's like, we're never going to Yellowstone Park.
No.
Like, I mean, whatever. It'd be nice and we could,
Should we
whatever.
go?
I'm not saying, what?
Should we go?
It'd be nice. I'd like to see that geyser. I'm
Yeah,
sure there's buffalo
that'd be
roaming
sick.
around. It's all good. But the thought is like ruining the national park for a developer to get fucking the oil. It's not like you and I are not going to see the benefits of that. Easy to see as you're a native, like not the benefits of this pipeline ever getting to my people.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. But
Yeah,
when you're
get
playing the
some
national
change.
game of politics, like I do think it's a kick in the ass to maybe, move things around to be more reliant.
Yeah.
But
100%.
it depends on what where you're coming at it from, because last political thing, I could go on, but this is a crazy thing because on my Twitter, on the X, is because now I'm watching more of my own stuff, and there were things I did before the pod or whatever. It's way, to put it simply, my personal thing is way more left leaning than the work related podcast one is, because of what we talk about, and what I clicked onto is more right leaning shit. And so I'm seeing more of these negative stories of the Trump fucking effect of the comedians and the sports people I follow and shit. And the one thing I can't get over, because I don't know who George Soros is. I hear him brought up a lot as like a liberal guy who uses his money and his influence in the media to get left-leaning policies into effect, right? To keep left power or whatever. And from the right side, I've heard nothing but hate about this guy. Like he's the real puppet behind the whole fucking thing. And then I see what Elon Musk gets to do now.
Yeah.
And I call bullshit on all the fucking hate, because what is he is not like a right-leaning George Soros. Like, he is a right-leaning media mogul that is using his power to get that agenda across. And it's in plain sight. This is where maybe the difference is. They just assumed like a George Soros character was using his political power, like, you know what I mean? Like policy to get things that they didn't like to get done. But now you having this guy who's a private citizen, not voted by anybody, who's affecting a lot of social programs.
Yeah.
And if it was the other way around, just like the fucking airport, like the debacle thing, like these are things that like they would be railing against it. They're just happy now because it's their guy. And seeing it from this side, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hate Elon Musk now, we're doing it, but I like the thought of like what's going on there.
It's crazy.
Like, I don't, so you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right? Like,
for sure.
how would you feel about like him getting to be fucking in charge, like randomly getting his billionaire, you know what I mean? Like this, like, I know he's a good businessman, but how does that, like, I don't know how that affects, I don't know.
And how does he avoid getting those personal agendas in there? Like, how do you avoid your biases
Yeah.
and stuff? Like, I don't know. I think the whole premise of it, but how much can you believe in premise when it comes to politics? The whole premise of it is being efficient. Obviously, it's Doge, so government efficiency. And which is ironic that he named it after the Bitcoin that he's really pushing, but that's neither here or there, or is
It's
it?
not. It's right there in
It's
front
right
of you.
there. And so it's like you just let this random billionaire who's been rich his whole life, right? I saw there's an interview. Remember DJ Vlad? He has like this
Yeah.
Vlad thing I showed you. He has Elon Musk's dad. He's doing
Oh,
parts
yeah?
of interviews, and he's like, Elon's been riding around in Bentleys and private planes since he was 9.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, so you have this guy who's known because he used to own like an emerald mine, like Elon Musk's dad, Errol Musk, is that his name? I don't know. And so he's been rich his whole life. So now you have this rich guy going into the government and just like firing people, getting rid of people, doing all these things. And how much can you trust? Because I've always used to say, it's very hard to trust billionaires because there's so much shady shit you have to do to get to that point. There's no way you're being a billionaire without doing shady shit or a whole bunch of bullshit, right?
The turnoff, I agree. That's what the turnoff for me is, the hypocrisy of them railing against the left-leaning people that were doing this,
Yeah.
Allegedly behind the scenes, and then to boldly doing it in your face,
Yeah.
like, and saying like, "Aren't we great for doing that?" Like, with no foresight, like as kindergarten as our House of Commons situation seems to be, can be sometimes. The argument, like, this is why I like the underdog in some ways. It's like the voice gets to be heard. Like, there is no king that gets to appoint his favorite billionaire to get to do these things for, like, in business. Like, it's the optics of it, like, is so gross to me. Like, I just don't, the hypocrisy, all, like, and I'm a fan. Like,
But is he doing the right thing?
I don't. That's the thing. Like, can you believe him?
Yeah.
And what is the reasoning? Like you said, like the ties to get to where you are, and the assumption is like he buys Twitter and he saves free speech. And I agreed with it. Like, I kind of agree with it.
Yeah.
And I see that, so I kind of want to be on that side, but I can't get over the hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't get over that they think they're so right. And there's no room for like the debate. Like, it's just like this is why they go to the tariffs. Like, I've said it before. Forgive me, but it's just like the reason why the tariffs thing is because he doesn't have to ask Congress for permission for tariffs. Nobody can deny him his thing. Like,
That's why he loves it.
That's why he loves it. That's why he invokes government decisions from like 1890 to like oh, when we were the richest country, like it's the country in the world. Like, you can't compare the two fucking eras. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not like, but that's just a soundbite. Like, it's why you like him when he's not in charge of things. It's whatever it is. It's the Kanye of it all. But now he's getting to fucking make decisions. And they do, and so like whatever it is, it's their system. They have to do it. So it makes me believe more in the parliamentary system. Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and fault it all for its bullshit too.
It is, but
I just don't like the ability that anybody now could just be president. I knew it. This is why you almost have to see a Trump.
Yep.
Like again, like this is what can happen. This is what he can say.
Yeah, but a lot of people are loving it. A lot of people are supporting it. Did you see the interview today? I think it was today. They were like, oh, he's like, yeah. They're saying that I can't run again, or you might not be able to run again. So I don't know. Is he going to change some rules that makes him run continuously?
People are scared of that.
For sure.
It's
like
not
the Chinese president did.
Yeah, the hope is that the fail safes are in place, because he's not the first egomaniac that, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, but he's making a lot of headway.
Sure, I hear. I don't know. I don't care. Let's see. Yeah, there is a scared thought that he can do like kind of those things or whatever. But in my mind, like people have tried. I would like to see how that happens. The problem is, like, again, his act is going to get tired for even the people that like him. Mm-hmm. You're either just going to be blind to what he's like talking about or saying.
Yeah.
Like, he's got these people stumping for him, like an Alex Jones or whatever. They're never not going to go against him,
no
matter what.
Yeah.
They're going to. This is where the grossness comes to me, that he's a savior of some kind.
Yeah.
Right. Like but he feeds into like that's just, you know what I mean, like how he gets it, and so you're right. That's how he gets away with it all. But as like an outsider, like we've already said, like that's gross.
Yeah.
Like and seeing the effect of that, like you're right. There's just as many people. That's the problem when 51% gets to vote. The thing, like 49 people are percent of the people are pissed.
Yep.
Right? It's a really retarded way to fucking do things. And again, that's why I don't know what the right one is. But when shit is broken, you do have to, like, I don't know, when they're excused, the shit is broken, we do have to have radical changes to fix things.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I get it. Like I said, like I don't really know. I'm only coming just from, it's ironic that, you know what I mean? Like the left has got all the media people and they got the agenda, but people only care about Facebook and Twitter, and you have them both in your cabinet.
Yeah.
So really, what are you saying?
Exactly.
Like what, you know, I mean, you're complaining still about the fucking million people that are watching CNN, and while you got the 10 million watching Rogan,
yeah.
You're still complaining?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. That's why I don't believe him anymore. Like, because I see that. Like, you're complaining about something you control of.
Yeah.
And if it was like, just reverse it for a second. If it was fucking the other way around, like, it would fucking not go. And I'm not absolving them for everything. And I don't know, maybe it'll all work out. But I just see it and it's just like, yeah. And then I'm not even, this is last, like, then you get a decision where he says they're going to go to Gaza.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even know.
What the hell?
Like, now you might be dipping your toe, you know what I mean? Like, a little bit too far.
Well, like you said, he's just going to push it until somebody tries to stop him or tries to say something.
But I don't even know if people... So do you think it's a good idea? Like, maybe, like, could that work?
It could probably work, but then you're just dismissing the whole reason that the land is important to other people.
I understand.
It's like,
I don't know how you read
we're
that.
We're just gonna demolish it, take down all the buildings, and build it up into like a utopia. Bro, these guys have been fighting over this land for decades, and you're telling me you're gonna level it and make it a freaking resort? Like, get out of here!
And it's not even on your land. Like, it's nothing to do with you.
Close.
It's not even to do with you.
Yeah.
And you're fucking knocking down other fucking allies of yourself, and this is so important. Like, it.
Granted,
so
it would bring peace, probably.
How dare, to who?
To them, there would be no war over there because everybody would be scared.
Yeah,
of
there would be a
pissing off
fucking the biggest nanny state in the world.
Everybody would be scared of pissing off the Americans.
No, it would cause nothing but terror. The second a new building went up, it would fucking blow the fuck up.
Yeah,
it would fucking double it down. It would be the Iraq War 10 times worse.
That is true.
It would be like, it just said, it would be like the amount of truckers or whoever fucking was all pro-Trump that on this side that are now pissed at him, you know what I mean, or whatever, that's fucking their livelihood. They can't bring their goods over here now. Good luck getting in your truck and coming over, like, you you got fucked over just like I was all about him. And so, yeah, you're pissing off some of your allies that were all for you. You don't care. You're not getting voted in again. Yeah, that's why he gets to do what he's doing. It's not, he's not going for more power. He just wants to be in charge of who might get it next. Right? That's all he's fucking caring about. And that's why he doesn't have to worry about getting reelected. He can do all these things. But this Gaza thing, like I said, like, you can think of, I guess it like might work, but because it's him and because of the way he like said, like, without the lack of respect of the area of the problem, like, it would just be, there would be nothing. I don't think a building would fucking last longer than a fucking couple of days.
So a whole bunch of, there would be,
It would, because they wouldn't stand for it.
Yeah.
It's why they've lost those other wars. Like, it's not easy to change, you know what I mean, like, with all your fucking power. Yeah. And so it's why you can't just walk into Greenland and do all this. So anyway, I thought that was like the craziest thing I've ever heard from him so far.
Nuts.
So other than that shit, I thought we could give more time for that. I've been all about the NBA trade deadline this
Yeah,
week.
it's been crazy.
They've fucking taken over the fucking news cycle over the Super Bowl.
It's been crazy. Oh yeah, the Super Bowl's this week.
Yeah, so so because of the way you consume the basketball, this is hilarious. This must be like a gold mine for you.
Oh yeah.
Like this is nothing but stories.
Oh yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck about what's happening on the court right now.
No way, especially if you're a Raptors fan.
Well, I'll get to that too. But do you like? What do you think of Luka Doncic?
I like him.
Yeah, you always like him. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
His stats are amazing.
They're nuts.
He makes things look easy, like in the way a true superstar does.
Yeah.
And it's when you tie his like first 5 or 6 years or whatever he's in the league to the other ones, he's better. There's nobody that's been better.
Mm-hmm.
And I love him because he looks like he doesn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he loves beer and he hates getting in good shape. You know what I mean? Like it's annoying to a fan if you're on your team and it's like, God,
Yeah.
how much better could he be?
I was just about to say that.
No, because we're older. And like, you know what I mean? Like we know how easy it is as a 25-year-old to get in shape,
Yeah.
especially when it's your only job. And because we've seen other athletes, you know what I mean? Like the comparisons of people who don't do it. And if you're a wash anyway, who cares? But then when you're so great and just like, we're not even looking for him to be greater. They just see a doughy white guy on the basketball court and just like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah.
It's the same with Nikolai Jokic. Like, it's just like...
The Joker.
It's like, it's amazing. Like, we take for granted just how great he is at basketball because he makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
Right? But he's in Denver. Nobody really cares, right? But Doncic has always kind of had the eye. So that was just like a massive blockbuster trade.
Yeah, I was like, this is crazy. I didn't even believe it. I thought it was just like some bullshit rumor.
People are saying like the Lakers fleeced them. Like it's like they're comparing it to the biggest trades of the
I mean,
any market.
they got some good picks. Like they got some good people for Luka actually. Like Anthony Davis is not a slouch, so that's a pretty solid. Plus, he's gonna be with Kyrie and Tristan Thompson. So I mean,
Tristan Thompson. That's hilarious. I haven't heard his name mentioned
not
in the whole
Tristan
thing.
Thompson. Freaking what's his name?
Kyle, the Warrior.
Yeah,
Kyle Thompson.
Is
No, what's his
that
name?
his name? How can we not know his name?
That's right. Okay. Oh, I was just about to say-
Thompson. Let's just go with that.
I don't even think that's his fucking name. I can't believe we're missing his fucking name.
No.
The Splash Brother for
Splash
fucking.
Brothers. That's exactly what I was gonna.
And they beat the fucking Celtics by like 30 points the other night, like after the fucking trade happened.
Yeah,
with
they
Davis
have
not even playing.
Clay Thompson. What the fuck's
Klay
wrong
Thompson,
with
there
this?
we go.
Yeah, that's a solid team.
The situation though is like Luka's like not even in his prime.
Yeah.
Like people have been just like marveling over this guy.
Yeah.
And it's another thing of the Lakers getting what the Lakers want.
But as he gets older, if he doesn't get himself into shape, it's going to be a problem for him. This is exactly what is happening to the guy from New Orleans. What's his name?
Oh, Kyle Williamson.
Yeah,
Zion.
yeah. Zion Williamson.
Yeah, but he
Like,
was okay. Go ahead.
He could have gotten to shape and been completely dominant. And now the years are just passing him by. He's not as good, but
the missed opportunity for him to get towards all his potential. We see that lazy out in a way. So him being a lazy fat fuck doesn't ring as true to me. I don't see that. Trust me, I'm all in on that aspect of him. I get it. It makes me like him as well because it's a human thing. But I just see Luka in that way. But the difference is the thing is like the favor that they just gave him and the Lakers is. Nobody's better at keeping their body pristine than LeBron James.
absolutely.
Like he's 15 years his fucking senior, and he's got nothing but fucking advice to give this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like everybody, like you move to LA and you lose 15 pounds right away, no matter who you are, because of the culture of what it is.
Yeah.
It's such a health fucking way. You're on the beach, you're in the sunshine, you're not wearing fucking puffy fucking clothes anymore. You're not, and you start to learn, even as a 25-year-old who wants to keep in shape, you stop drinking. So most people, not me, stop drinking beer and doing all this other shit, and you start to take care of yourself a little bit better. Now he's got all the motivation to do that. Like it's not just that; it's just a huge fuck you back to the fucking Mavericks or to anybody. And I don't think he's going to butt heads with LeBron. I think he's going to I think LeBron's like going to make him
for
shine
sure.
even better.
100%. I still think it's going to be tough for them to beat Dallas.
Oh, I don't think so. The people talking here now, they even say so. Again,
I think they're just feeding into the hype. I know Luka is amazing, but I think it's not going to be an easy road in the West, especially when you have those three in Dallas. Then you have these guys in LA. The Clippers, who cares about
No,
the Clippers?
the OKC is the team to beat in the West. They talk
OKC,
shit.
that's another problem. SGA is crazy. So it's gonna be
The style that I'm hearing is that those two on the floor, with no matter what, it's going to be like because they're both anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
but
really
I heard
interested
the
to see what it's
same
all
thing
about.
when they had Anthony Davis, because Anthony Davis is
And they won.
And when? How long
In the
after?
bubble, I get it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And now look, they've been nothing ever since. They've been shuffling around pieces and stuff when that team is supposed to be absolutely dominant, was supposed to be. So I don't know.
Okay, this is for sure. Nobody's going to care about this. I'll be real quick. So, what do you think about the Raptors getting Ingram?
I think Ingram's solid. I think I don't know how that's going to work on the court, but
So I think the Raptors. The only way that they can ever acquire a player is like this, because
Yeah.
no free agent is going to come here anymore. It's hard to get free agents to come here.
Yeah.
Even if you draft a fucking Cooper Flag or whatever the fuck his name is, it'll just be a Tracy McGrady or a Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Like you can only hope for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So people are downgrading the grades. Like, why would the Raptors, who should be tanking, going for this kind of thing? But I like the vision of what they could be.
Oh, yeah.
And I like banking on a player at a low cost. You know what I mean? And hoping that you can like integrate it into the team. And I think it's the only way they can build a team here.
Yeah.
Because they're not good. It's the opposite. Even like the Leafs don't get all the free agents. Like they all find a reason not to come to Toronto.
Which doesn't make sense to me, especially when it comes to
They're
hockey.
pussies. They don't want the fucking attention. They can't handle the heat.
Yeah.
They'd rather go fucking play in Carolina or Nashville where nobody even knows who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
They're just happy you're a hockey player. Wow, good hockey. What's that? You play on skates or roller skates. And so they can't handle that kind of pressure. I would have rather seen Wiggins come here.
That's what I was hoping. I've been thinking for a couple years that they were going to try and get Wiggins.
Yeah. I would rather keep Olynyk and I'd rather have the whole team Canada.
Yeah, that would be nice. But
I'm just saying.
Ingram's
I
going
like
to be
Ingram.
solid. He's going to be solid.
My argument, this is not mine. I heard it. If you're going to go through all this rigmarole and get Ingram, and you're using Indiana's picks and doing all that, why not just keep Siakam? Like, at the end of the day, if we have Ingram now, isn't he a downgrade from Siakam?
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting when I heard that.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think they were just trying to make way for Scotty Barnes. I think they just banked
Good
on
point.
Scotty and they just said, okay, you know what? Who are you going to pick, Scotty or Siakam? And I think Siakam was at his peak at the
Interesting.
time. So you might as well just do the whole rebuild.
Yeah, I don't know if it's hopeful optimism, but that's what I'm kind of thinking I'm hoping for too. I think it goes that way.
We'll see.
Interesting.
We'll see next season how it all plays out. If Ingram resigns, right? His contract's up.
So I hear you. I was just curious on what you did. Nobody's going to care about what the Raptors again.
We care.
That's why I brought it up. So other than that, I don't know if it's my influence on you or whatever it is, but I heard I've turned you into a bit of a degenerate gambler.
Oh, you heard about the Super Bowl thing?
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, I scammed my way through the whole thing.
How do you scam your way through? You're not paid.
I didn't pay.
Fuck you. I'm
I
in
paid
it now.
like $2.
How?
Well, first Marcel was buying a whole bunch, so then I scammed him out of one, and he put my name down. Then Booby bought a whole bunch, and I said, "Yo, put my name down." And then he bought some more. I said, "Put my name down again." So I paid $2 because Marcel had 3, and then I just put the $2 in to make the difference. And so I have like 4 names, 3 or 4 tiles in there. So I scammed my way all the way
So
through.
ultimately, you don't know this. So you have 4 tiles because Booby and Marcel bought a lot of tiles.
And I scammed them out. They put my name instead of their name. Yes.
Okay, well, this makes a little bit more sense. It's a little bit less degenerate gambler and more degenerate manipulator. But
If I
that's
win,
true.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's right, because you get to fucking show them the money and not give it to them.
Exactly.
I was already in one of the. So we're talking about the squares where most people who fucking watch Super Bowl know, because even the people who don't bet on football or anything go to Super Bowl parties and they have these squares.
Yeah.
This is sometimes the only bet they ever do. So you got 1 to 10, 1 to 10, and then you don't know what the numbers are, and you just randomly get the last 2 numbers of the score, the quarter, the half, third quarter, and the end. So I'm already in one, and then we did our survivor pool, and so I gave money for that, and then Brienne was walking. She's like, "Oh, we're doing squares." I was like confused because normally we just do the one for Albert.
Yep.
And I'm like, why? And then I realized that not
Which
everybody.
Albert?
Ribeiro, the salesman.
Yeah.
He does one that's got. He has like 10 different sheets of those.
Holy.
Yeah, like from all like the customers and some from just our work.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and so that one's $10 a square.
Oh, God.
So even if there's more people, it's just my one grid. Like my grid is grid 9 out of all the other grids that he does.
Holy.
Right? Like, so that's like a big one. So I was surprised that another one was going around. But being the degenerate gambler I was like, okay, I'll dip in on that. And then I was fucking like shocked to see your name. I actually, I could take that back. I wasn't shocked because it's more of a social, because it's a thing that happens at every Super Bowl. Like I've seen it go around.
I wouldn't have done it if I had to pay.
You'd have really, well, then that's you trying too hard.
Yeah.
Like if you wouldn't have done, I get it. It's more fun for you to scam people out of their things.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, but if it made more sense to me that you were joining because of, like the social committee aspect of it happening.
Yeah.
And you would have had to be a real curmudgeon to not join this at all.
No, I didn't want to join because I always lose these things. I never win these things. And
It's
I get
so random.
so mad. I know it's random, but I just get so mad when I lose that I just can't, especially when it comes to money and I just lose money and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was just so mad. So the only way I was going to play is if I could scam myself in. And I did scam myself in. I'm going to rub it in everybody's face if I win. I'm telling you.
Well, no, you don't have to tell me. I
Oh,
get
you
it now.
know,
But even if you, like that, the fact that you scammed isn't the reason you're going to rub it into people's faces.
No.
You're rubbing it into people's faces no matter fucking what.
Damn right.
I understand your lack of wanting to like lose money or whatever. So when we were talking about the Super Bowl props last week a bit, you were like jonesing to make my bet on the coin flip.
Yes.
So why do you want to make the bet on the coin flip then? Like what? Like you realize it's a fool's errand or it's a 50-50 chance at best, whatever you're talking about. So why do you care at all?
I don't
Why
know.
do you have any desire to know what the?
Just for some fun with no consequence.
How is it fun with no consequence?
Because
it's zero fun with
I
no
wouldn't
consequence.
lose anything.
So you want me to lose money?
No, I want you to win.
Yeah, but you're the. I'm the half-assery here. How are you half-ass gambling? Right? Like that doesn't make sense. You're already gambling. Like how you know what I mean? Like I understand.
I don't wanna lose.
Your troll nature is really at the key of everything here. That is
Yes.
it's just the modality of how trollness is coming in.
Yeah, no,
and so
I am
it makes
trolling.
sense. I did think even you just kind of got cornered into all this thing. So this actually I understand the answer even if it was true. So I was wondering if you were going to pay attention to it because you were in this pool.
No.
Yeah, well, now more so. If it was your actual $5, then you
I
would have
probably
been.
would, yeah.
And now it even makes more sense because I only bought 2 squares, and I saw like your name more. I go, what this fucking guy? Who's he fooling with fucking 4 squares? But I
Yeah.
didn't notice all the other. Like I don't know how many booby squares are on there, or
Well, if you
Marcel.
look, like Booby will write his name and then he wrote my name. So it's the same writing and the same pen. And then Marcel too. And I'm just like, hey, yeah.
So your name's in 2 different handwritings.
yeah.
God, man, you are who you
Oh,
are.
God.
I was surprised. So I wondered if that was going to make you watch, but I guess not.
No.
Fuck, you know what I was going to bring up? Fuck, it doesn't really matter. I told you about the, I will get your opinion on this for a second. Last week I brought up the halftime props.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if my site's doing this or not because they usually don't have these kind of non-sports related bets or whatever. Fuck, I can't find it. But it was, like I told you before, they're having like who will be a guest star on the fucking halftime show or what songs he's going to play, how many like diss tracks is he going to play or whatever. And so one of the things is like the first song. Like I just want to get your opinion on this. So the highest odds at first were that they're Not Like Us.
Yeah.
But then they're
I think Be Humble will be the first.
Humble is what he is opening up with. But so this guy, I'm gonna try not to read the whole thing or whatever, but this guy goes, there's no value in betting the Humble because it's very low odds. And the same thing for Not Like Us.
Yeah.
Because he like the whole thing or whatever. So there's a song that there's a song that has something to do with a helicopter or a plane or whatever. Or no, all right.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
We're going to be all right.
Yeah, and it says it kicks off with him flying. So it's a song that maybe they could just play for the first 45 seconds or whatever. And it's like a slow 4-1, like 25-1 odds.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Mad City
Yeah.
or I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know what you're like. I don't even know what I'm asking you for this one, right, or whatever, right? It's like, so those are just curious things that you would think of. If you were doing something that, would you try to go for one of those higher odds or go for the more for sure thing like a humble?
I would go for the for sure thing because he's guaranteed playing humble. Probably starting with it.
Interesting.
That's one of his biggest hits.
Interesting. So you would think that if you think he's going to play it, then like do it there.
Yeah, because and he's not very mainstream, and he doesn't have a lot of mainstream songs. So I think that's why it's a little easier to guess what songs he's gonna play, because despite what's going on, he's not that mainstream of an artist.
So the thing that, and I understand what you're trying to say. So what I'm trying to say is like, I don't know nothing about this guy, and I'm just looking for an angle
exactly why
to try
he's
to
not mainstream.
Yeah.
I think you should go for humble.
No, if I can, I'm going to go for the longer ones because
which is
the all right, the flying
he's gonna
one.
play that too.
No, but because
when?
No, it doesn't matter. Just when, like to open, the biggest money is opening.
Opening,
yeah. Like I don't want to. I'd rather win.
Go for all right.
This is why, and because he did his press conference this week or whatever. He's talking, and he was like, he's a storyteller apparently, and everything. He just wants to tell his story of him here now and doing all that. You're not going to start off with your banger. Like even if you're gonna tell a story and like flying in or
That's
whatever,
true.
like what song of his will be the beginning of his story? Like you know what I mean? Like that not knowing any like that's so that made me start to think of like, oh, if he's telling a story, there's going to be a theme to everything.
But how's he going to do that in 15 minutes?
Well, that's what makes him an artist, I guess. I don't know. He'll bring his naked wife out and we'll all just stare at her. I'm just, that's the kind of things that once you start getting into degenerates betting.
So you're going to bet all right?
I don't think my site allows, like, I don't think you have to go to a different site that does that.
So do it.
I'm just going to rent. I'm already got my own problems. I don't need to expand my fucking degenerate gambling ways to have more sites. Tammy was even thinking that too. She's on that site, but she's given up on gambling for football this year. And there's so one of the sites is FanDuel, and they have, for the last years, they have like a celebrity try to kick a field goal, Rob Gronkowski, and you can either bet if he's going to get it or not. And so this year they're doing it with the Mannings, Peyton Manning and Eli.
Oh, yeah?
And so she loves the Mannings. And so she was like, oh, I want to watch this. And I think the only way you can bet on that is being on the FanDuel site.
So is she going to do it?
So she was thinking about doing it, but she's so turned off and she lost her fantasy football this year, whatever. Like, so she's loving to watch the game. She likes the Chiefs in the game, but she's, I don't know if she's going to bet on it. But I was just, the whole Kendrick thing, I wanted to say, when I heard the storytelling part, I was like, it makes more sense. I want to bet on a long shot and not the whole thing.
That's fair.
But that's also why it's hard for me to win money. So
Biggest trash. No, I'm just kidding. 3 weeks until F1 is back.
Oh, that's nice. So how many cars is fucking Lewis broken?
One.
An old car anyway, right?
Yeah, an old one.
So have you been, so I haven't thought of it since the first week that they were allowed to go in cars.
Yeah.
So have you been on it for the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I've been following it. Yeah.
Interesting. So don't they have like a big reveal when this year's car comes up or something?
Yeah, this year's car. I think is it next week? 2 weeks? It's coming up very, very, very soon. It's
So
February.
in 3 weeks is the first race?
I think it's the what is it called? The testing. And
Oh,
then
so it's not a
race
race.
Then the race is the week after that.
So I don't care about testing. I want to know when the first race is.
Yeah, it's like the testing and then the races after that. Yeah.
All I like about that, it's the same thing, like the sad that football's ending, is just like winter is that much closer to being done.
Yeah.
Like 4 weeks to go to F1. It's not like winter's 100% over like by then or whatever, right? I've still got a lot of chance to fall down in a month from now. But the fucking it's just that much closer to being, you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking for things to be depressed about or sad, but like that's so much more fun to look forward to that time of like the sunshine.
Yeah, I can't
green
wait. Green
grass.
grass. Winter sucks.
Fucking shoveling snow, all that bullshit.
Winter's
going
shit.
to fucking work in the fucking
Cutting
cold.
the grass.
Oh, I hate cutting the grass.
Right?
Right? Why you bring up cutting the
sorry,
grass?
I'm
How
sorry.
dare you?
You
God,
said
I hate
green
cutting the
grass.
grass. Cutting the grass is way better than shoveling snow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I would
Okay.
rather cut the grass than shovel snow any time of day. I take the kids out with me to shovel the snow.
Let's see that. I love that. The first thing I said to you about your kids is I can't wait to get them to cut my grass.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, but they got their own injury problems. So I don't know, man. Sire's gonna be in some kind of sports camp where we can't let him do anything to hurt himself because his sports career is too much. And Kai's gonna be broken somehow. Kai, like your kids are useless to me in my chores scale.
Yeah.
Your kid, I can see it now. I'm gonna have to find a whole new line of future caretakers. I thought I had it set.
Well,
I really feel let down.
No, I think you have a good chance. Don't worry.
Yeah, you don't think he'd be broken?
No.
He's
One's broken physically, one's broken mentally. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man. How many weeks does Sire have with basketball? Because we got to make sure we go see him Monday.
He has. This is game 3, so he has 3 more games, and then the playoffs.
And then, so you were showing me the stat. Like, how cool is it that they got the stats up? Yeah, you like that?
I love it.
Yeah,
love it.
nice.
2-0. So hopefully they can win this team this week. I think they're facing a tough team this week.
Interesting.
So we'll see. I got to get Sire on
How
point.
busy is the court? Like, if we is it hard? Like, I know you invited us or whatever. But is it packed?
It's not like packed, but it is busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
Because you got the people coming up behind, right? Like, you got the team that played before you guys, and then you guys, and then the team. Like, there's always people coming in and out of the gym, right?
No. It's there's 3 courts, so there's 3 games.
Oh, so the whole league plays at the same time.
Yeah, so we all just sit around the one court that we're on. We already know what court you're going to be on next. You know what team
What
you're gonna
time
be
do
on.
the games usually?
The games usually start at Cyrus thing starts at 12:40. The games usually start at like 1:30ish.
Nice. See,
So-
leaning towards what might happen.
Yeah,
Now that the football is over, mean that we might get there.
you're gonna come for a game or for a playoffs
Well,
if they make the playoffs. I think they're all
no
gonna make the
promises, but
playoffs.
I could see us going in the next 3 weeks.
Okay.
And if we like it so much, then we go to the playoffs. Who knows?
The-
But, we go to the guaranteed game.
It's so weird. The later part of their season is all tough teams. All teams right now. It's going to be all teams that have won. They played all teams that have lost.
Do you know they're tough by watching how they play or just because of their record?
There's one team we know that's good that we've seen play. I think it's the Gray team. They're pretty good. They have like a couple of like good players, but the rest is just based on record.
Don't their teams have names or they're
No.
just colors?
Gray, light blue, blue, red,
Retarded.
and some other.
I guess you just run out of names if you
Yeah,
have
they
to
just
keep
run
naming.
out.
No, but they're
They're not even wearing real jersey. I was so annoyed. They're wearing like t-shirt jersey material type shit. I'm like, what the hell? You don't even give them real jerseys.
What's
What kind
it
of
say on
bullshit?
it?
Jump.
for
I
the
was
league.
Like, yo, what the fuck? Like,
So they all
man.
have different colored jump jerseys.
Yeah.
You know what? Good for them. That's it. They're doing all the work. Let them get all the advertising.
True, but
You know?
like at least put no sleeve jerseys, not t-shirts.
Oh, I see
The
what you're
fuck?
saying. Yeah, I mean, maybe Sire deserves a no sleeve jersey, but maybe not all those kids yet.
No.
Like they got to find out. They got to weed out the t-shirt.
Sire
jerseys.
wears an arm sleeve now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he
Oh, what do you
does.
mean?
He has
Oh,
like a
like
little
Iverson. Get out of
arm
here.
sleeve,
He
yeah.
does not.
He does.
Why
He
the fuck does he wear an arm sleeve?
Because he thinks that he's Steph Curry.
That's like how old I am. I said Iverson. He fucking. Is it because he's seen other athletes wear them?
Yeah, we
He has
watch
no
a lot
idea what
of-
it does.
We watch no idea. We watch a lot of highlights. So we watch Steph. We watch all of them. We watch Iverson, Steph Curry, like all these guys. And he
What,
just,
you go to old school? So does he? That's interesting. So do you like show him like last night's highlights at all, or
No, just highlights of players
in general?
Yeah,
Like people's highlight reels.
yeah.
Interesting. So he has. It's just he has. Does he have a favorite player?
No, I just think he just likes Steph Curry and LeBron James, the typicals.
Interesting.
So I'm trying to get him on other players. Like his shoes are one of the Ball brothers,
No,
LaMelo.
please, don't get him. on.
LaMelo, but LaMelo's really good. The other Ball brothers aren't that good, but the LaMelo's really good. So we've been watching LaMelo highlights, and he's killing it this season. Actually,
All right, I've heard good things.
Yeah.
The other one had a song out. Who's the one that had a song?
Leangelo.
Yeah,
Yeah, forget that guy.
yeah.
And Lamar. Wait, no, what's the first one?
Lamar's the dad.
Lamar's the dad. The first one is LeVar. Wait,
Yeah.
no, LeVar's the dad.
Oh, okay.
I think, and then Lamar. Anyways, he signed a 2-year, $20 million contract. You tell me this guy's got a $10 million contract? You're not that good, bro. I'm sorry, it's $10 million, but still.
That's basketball for you. That's why it's all
Right?
crazy.
Right?
That's another the Luka thing or whatever is he ate his way out of $115 million.
Yeah,
But like, I just think he's going to shine in LA. It's going to make people who hate the Lakers hate them even more.
Even more? Yeah,
And
for sure.
I think it's another, like they're talking about like the vision to just, LA needs a star. Like
What's wrong with LeBron?
He's 40 years old,
Yeah.
right? Like that's what I'm saying. Like he's 25 to a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
It's the ultimate torch passing.
That's true because you couldn't have done that with Anthony Davis.
No.
He's not like superstar type.
He can't
face
care. He's
of
not
the
a face
team.
of a league.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Luka's a face of the league.
For sure.
And like I said, like people can relate to him more because like whatever, like they love beer and they like being out of shape and all that. Like it's the frustration is like with me, like I wish I was in better shape. Yeah, you too, Luka.
Yeah.
You know, like where it comes, you just see the more human thing. And as just a very general basketball person, like with somebody who thinks that people get way too much hype and they like come off him, like he does things even I can recognize are
yeah.
fucking just
He's
amazing
crazy.
on the court.
He's crazy.
Like it's you get it to like a Shea and all those things. It's like you're looking for faults if you find it's just like he's too
yeah.
small or too like it's no man like this guy can do it all.
Yep.
And it's not right because he's still making billions of dollars and he is who he is. He's on the Lakers and all. It's a bit of an ego hit to be traded.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Like it's just like no, we don't believe in
Especially
you.
unexpectedly like that.
Comparing him to Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
Like, are we just going to get an injury-prone like superstar? Just like you could love Embiid, you know what I mean? Like his potential and everything about him, but you could be a little disappointed that he's not in the greatest shape, or you know what I mean? Like whatever, right? But who am I to fucking argue? But that's why I say, oh, you're going to LA and you're going with the guy who's going to teach you how to go for another 20 years, you know what I mean? Like possibly, like imagine LeBron drilling you about what he would have done at 25. Like not shaming you or just whatever. Just,
letting you know.
Just and like not having this is where because he has to be aware of it, even though they said nobody else knew and all that kind of stuff. He has to be aware that this gives him a back seat in a way. Like it's hard, you know what I mean? It's never a back seat type of person, but just like good luck guarding both of us.
Oh no, it's gonna.
That's
be
where
fun.
it comes from, right? Like and so anyway. All good about that too.
Yeah, man.
All right, man. The big basketball podcast. What?
Yeah, for sure. Before we get out, did you know Invincible is back? Yeah, I'm already like 2 episodes in.
Oh my god, I'm overjoyed.
Yeah, Invincible is
Oh
back.
man, do you have to go back to watch the last one before you watch like not all of it?
I was going to, but once I got through the first episode, I just remembered everything was just like, okay, I know what's going on.
Was that your TV talk that you fucking delayed to this week? I don't know if I
No, wait, what did I do? Fuck, what was I gonna bring up?
Do you watch Severance?
No.
Because Kay is drilling Severance to me, and we tried it before, and it seems too, pun intended, heady. Like I don't know if I really like both of us would dig it, but I'm trying. I want to give it a chance.
Yeah,
but I was curious if you did.
I watched American Primeval.
Oh, how's that?
It's all right. It's all right. It's not bad.
It looked to me like a Netflix
annoying.
version of 1883.
Yeah, but not as impactful.
Yeah, then I won't want to watch it.
Yeah, it's not.
That's why I think I would just compare it to 1883.
It's annoying in some aspects.
Oh,
but that's just my opinion about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have used annoying, but that aspect I don't think I was geared onto or whatever. All right. I fucking love Invincible, man.
Yeah, I know.
I want to just maybe watch the last one of last year just to catch up.
Yeah.
But I know Tammy not hates. She wouldn't want to watch it, so that's just for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Well, I want to thank everyone for listening to the work-related podcast.
We are related by work on Twitter and
X.
We'll let you know how Brian's toe dip into the gambling world works out.
Yes.
If he gets to mock all of his fucking dweebs at work. See you guys next week.